Welcome back, everyone. We're at game number 4 of ESL One Genting closed South American qualifiers. Infamous right now in the lead. They've got 2 games under their belt. SG has 1. This could be the final game here if Infamous can close it out. But I don't know about you, Forge. I would love to see 5 full games here.
No, I completely agree. I would love nothing more than to get the full 5 game. But Infamous, off that last game, got to be feeling pretty good. That Queen of Pain on Pepita was doing so much work. A lot of it came down to the early ganks, but even once the laning stage was done, just getting so much work. That early Orchid pickup was just killer.
Absolutely. I think, what did we see on the Queen of Pain? I think it was, I want to
Like
say
16-0-3 or something.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. It was 19-0-5, actually. I've got that right in front of me. But looks like the side of SG going to go for the Witch Doctor and the Bounty Hunter this time around. They have the Ogre Magi over on Infamous. And what I find a little bit interesting right now is we have the Winter Wyvern's been banned out, which to me indicates that Infamous is going for some sort of a very heavy physical damage lineup, usually when you see the Wyvern being removed here. Or they have some sort of idea of what SG is thinking about in this next draft, but that's one ban that is brand new that we have not seen in this particular series.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty common ban throughout the rest of the closed qualifiers, but it is the first time that we've seen it in here. So I definitely agree with you. I think Infamous, if they are allowed, are going to go, like you said, for some kind of heavy physical damage lineup, most likely that heavy push. They love themselves their early aggression, start well in the laning phase and then just snowball off of that. So wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of heavy push lineup come out from them. Maybe even just go back for the Drow strat if like Drow doesn't do too bad against Bounty Hunter because they're just always grouped as 5. It's very hard to get pickoffs when you have that kind of lineup.
Well, there's one thing's for certain. We're not going to see any actual snowballs being thrown out with the Tusk being banned as the first pick here. Infamous, though, they go for this Bane. And now these are 2 heroes that are so good at harassing. They're really great. If you can send that Bane to the mid lane and just Nightmare constantly enfeeble, it's a really huge problem for that mid laner on the enemy's team. So interested to see what they're going to do with this guy here. Ogre Magi, of course, very, very tanky. Got to be able to support, babysit that safe lane core as much as they need. But both of these guys, pretty spooky stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, Infamous just drafting themselves always in these very strong laning scenarios. They always seem to prioritize that laning phase. Game 1 and last game, it definitely worked out for them. And above the laning phase, they prioritize putting the pressure on 40R, winning that mid lane for Pepita, always making sure that if it's the Tinker against the Viper, he's getting shut down, the Invoker getting destroyed, whatever it is, they want Pepita to have a good laning phase. So Bane and Ogre, either one of those, able to sit there and make sure that that lane goes well. Bounty Hunter gonna kind of be able to disrupt that a little bit, but not able to trade very well against either of these heroes. Ogre's too high armor, and Bane has the brain sap. So Theolacor's going to have a tough game.
I mean, maybe they're hoping that they'll be able to, once they get that track online, start to rake in that gold, but it'll be a little while before a roaming bounty hunter hits a 6 unless he's been super successful. And again, that's going to be very difficult with the lineup so far coming out from the side of Infamous. No puck in this game, though, and no Arc Warden. They don't want to get cheesed out with that Arc Warden mid and just constantly spamming out those Spark Wraiths.
Yeah, I mean, Arc Warden just such an annoying cheese hero, and game 2 we saw the Tinker as that like ultra late game, super obnoxious hero. Now the priority has been kind of placed on the Arc Warden instead. We might even still see the Tinker come out from SG. We saw.
Are we gonna see a Bat Rider? Because that's a Juggernaut that just got banned out, and that is one of the best counters in lane to dealing with a Bat Rider. Yeah, and they actually banned out the Bat Rider. All right, yep, that answered my question. They saw that right through.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with no Bat Rider. Bat Rider, I mean, pretty good at dealing with the supports too. They don't have a great way of bullying him out, other than Bane's got Brain Sap and Nightmare, which is kind of nice, but Firefly just always going to make sure that he can chase down those supports, make sure they don't go anywhere. Darkseer instead going to get picked up for SG, so a little bit of team fight coming out, and some some of their own strong lanes. Darkseer a very safe laner against these two supports.
Well, I think this is the issue of, they saw that the Winter Wyvern was banned out, and generally, if Winter Wyvern's getting banned, you're picking up some really high damage cores. Darkseer also really likes high damage cores, being able to throw out that wall and then having them make copies of themselves and forcing them to fight themselves as well. So I'm thinking maybe that's what they're thinking. But they'll go for the Abaddon. That is another hero. Darkseer and Abaddon, neither one of these guys we've really seen in this particular definitely the series, but I'm thinking in general with this tournament, I haven't seen any Abaddon pickup in any of my games, I don't believe. And that's a really nice being able to purge off Ion Shelf that gets placed on like creeps or something like that with that shield. Very interesting lineup here from Infamous. Again, strong with the pushing. Of course, Curse of Avernus being able to hit those towers is going to be really, really nice. But just nice sustain as well.
Yeah, it's just more that Infamous, prioritization on the lanes. Abaddon very tough to bully out. Witch Doctor doesn't really have anything that can trade effectively thanks to the shield. The one thing that is nice about the Witch Doctor into Abaddon lineup is that you don't have like hard stuns for him to dispel. It's just a coconut bouncing around, and you cannot get rid of Maledict, so that will still go through the shield. But other than that, Abaddon pretty good at dealing with the Witch Doctor. But man, that Razor pickup.
They see that they're thinking about going for those physical cores, so they're gonna pick up the Razor, and that's gonna just take away that physical damage on top of it. A lot of eggs in one basket here.
Well, it just gives them some nice push right now. It gives them that tower hitter that they kind of lacked. Like Darkseer can force in the waves, but he's a fight hero. Witch Doctor has the sustain, Bounty Hunter, good for kills, but they didn't have a hero that could just stand there and hit buildings. Whereas on Infamous, they already have the Abaddon, so they needed somebody that could take those objectives. I am a little bit worried about the lack of disable that's coming out from SG, though.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. There's
really
not
all it
very
is the
strong
coconut.
disable.
And
oh boy, we have an Ocean Man. All right, we've got a Morphling. Despite all of the nerfs that have occurred for this particular hero, they're still gonna go for it. That just made me sit up straighter in my chair right now. Oh my goodness.
It's kind of a good pick here, because just like a Storm Spirit would benefit greatly from this, and even Infamous might even grab that for Pepita. There's no hard lockdown. There's no way to stop him from morphing. It's just the coconut coming out, and once he gets the morph process started, a coconut doesn't stop it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more in terms of like the waveform damage that's been reduced and the swap of the talents. Like, he's not as strong as he used to be.
He's not as strong, absolutely. He is still a lot weaker, but obviously Infamous seem to feel pretty comfortable with him. I don't know if they've been practicing in their pubs or not, trying to see if he's still viable. But if it is a comfort hero and you feel like you can get away with it, it gives them that good, strong physical damage that gets amped up by the Abaddon and the Ogre Magi, and it gives them some nice burst against somebody like the Razor. He's still going to be able to build into the shotgun, even with the waveform damage nerfed. The adaptive strike is still there, and the shotgun build is still there. There's a lot of squishy supports, and even Razor isn't quite invulnerable against that.
I don't know. I'm very interested to see how this is all gonna work out with him, because his farming gets nerfed with the way that the talents got swapped around here as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know how fast Infamous likes to play. I'm not sure if this Morphling is... I mean, obviously, they probably practice with this. They've got plenty of ways to kind of keep him alive as well. I have a lot of doubts about this hero since the rework.
And they're going to get the Storm Spirit. So this is going to be kind of the Space Maker. Storm Spirit comes online a little bit earlier than he used to. Still wants the Bloodstone, but now with the Kaya, he can kind of be a little bit more active in the early game. Still needs to farm, but there's not really a super great way to punish this on the side of SG. There's no real hard lockdown. The best they can maybe do is throw Razor into the safe lane and grab some kind of hard stunner, like maybe like a CK on the side of SG. They don't have the best wave clear on Infamous, and it would give them the lockdown that they need. I'm just a little bit worried about scaling into the later game against that Morphling.
Yeah, we actually haven't seen any CK yet in this particular series, and he is a very strong hero currently. Would provide some more lockdown. Does a ton of damage as it gets later and later into the game.
I think the main problem with CK in this series has just been the amount of AoE that's been in a lot of these games. Like you look at the last game, there was the Queen of Pain and the Invoker. Like there's just all these heroes that do a lot of AoE, but right now it's kind of lacking on the side of Infamous. I think that would be their best bet. It's just a question of whether or not Costvere plays it. They're going to go for the anti-mage instead. So still not really the most lockdown, but some really nice wrap potential, and of course the classic counter against the Storm Spirit with that mana void.
Oh boy. So yeah, like you said, it's definitely a strong counter against the Storm Spirit, and we'll be able to, survive during laning and such. But I think the issue again I always have with anti-mage is it takes so long for him to come online. And Infamous is not known for being a patient team. They will start hitting they get a certain item timing, or they hit a certain power spike, and they will just run at you.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, Infamous kind of delayed their game a lot more than I think they usually do. Abaddon really the only hero that can just hit level 6 and be good to go. Like Bane maybe the only other hero, but Abaddon, he hits level 6, he's ready to go. But Morphling, he needs farm. He needs the Lincolns, he needs the shotgun, he needs the Manta style, whatever items he's going for. Storm Spirit needs like Bloodstone Kaya Orchid, whatever set of items he feels are necessary. But he needs like an item or two before he's ready to go. So SG, they have a bit of time to work with. It's just going to be the question of the laning phase.
Once Pepita gets going, though, this guy, no brakes on this train. I'm a little concerned right now for SG right now. Literally just repeated myself on that, but we'll find out, guys. This is game number 4.
Yeah, Theolacor is going to have a bit better of a gank timing than he did last game. Morphling can't really morph super fast, so he's going to be easier to gank, and Storm Spirit pre-6 is a lot easier to gank than a Queen of Pain. So Theolacor is going to have a bit better time on this Bounty Hunter, but it's still not easy. The Bane's going to be sitting there, the Ogre's going to be sitting there, and if they're not sitting there, they're going to be just ready to TP at a moment's notice.
This is going to be very, very interesting. But we do have a pause. Looks like, what is it? We're having another computer issue here. Oh, never mind. Looks like we're ready to go. So the Mighty Beaver Knight goes and gets ready to deliver his items. And we've got the little, I think this is the crane, right? Or the stork?
Yeah.
I forget exactly.
It's one of those birds.
One of those burbs.
Yeah, they had Amaterasu last game, and I was very happy. But this game, it is the stork or the crane.
There's a burb.
It's a burb.
It's a burb.
So, laning phase, I think, still favors Infamous at the end of the day. Abaddon's going to be pretty difficult to bully out. Darkseer's going to get his farm. Razor's going to have a great time mid. But other than that, I mean, Morphling, I think, is still also going to be able to farm. Darkseer's not going to be able to pressure him that much. And just Bane and Ogre are going to run around doing whatever they want.
I love this Ogre set. I'm actually really disappointed that I didn't pick that up when it was one of the paths.
The scuba diving one?
Yeah, with his little snorkel and a shovel. It's hard to take him seriously right now, I'm not going to lie. But top lane, we do see that invasion coming out immediately from the side of the Radiant. Bane sitting up here on the high ground. We'll spot him out, and I'm sure they figure that Bounty Hunter is somewhere lurking. And a little bit of an invasion coming out here. Looks like Abaddon going to be able to just run forward, get a couple hits off over onto Anti-Mage, and get the attention of Witch Doctor, but won't be able to grab that rune away from Anti-Mage.
So 3 runes for the side of SG. That's a definite win. Bane actually trading a fair bit of HP with the Bounty Hunter, who is going to block the pull camp just barely. That's actually a neat little ward spot.
It's a good spot, definitely.
Yeah, that will not get dewarded very easily.
You say that, and then...
Well, that's the caster's curse, right,
Right,
Moxie?
right, absolutely. Bottom lane here already, we're seeing the Abaddon. He's actually sitting so low in terms of hit points. Has no mana left, but he will lead the conga line of creeps to salvation here. Go ahead, eat a couple trees on his way through.
Yeah, no blink on anti-mage just yet, so Can't quite secure the kill. And HVH is actually going to drag the creeps behind his own tower to farm safer.
They've been doing this, actually. They've been trading off with their support, so every time that the creeps actually get pulled away, the core itself will generally try to get a pull off or something like that, pull them behind tower, whereas the support will try to get just some denies and some last hits while they duel forward. Over in mid, though, Bounty Hunter, he's pretty hurt, needs to be careful. Gonna be able to run himself back, and looks like Leposa in the top lane also struggling just a little bit. Does have Surge, though, and that's just a little quick stun that Ogre will have eventually, so should be fine. Again, they spot out Bounty Hunter, though. They've got the Sentry Ward, but...
He's got his own. He'll de-ward it.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, and
get that,
Stormnut with the vision.
that regen.
Stormnut with the vision there really hurts. Or actually not having the tangle off cooldown. He's going to have to ferry himself out. Some more sentries or get his supports to do it. And they're pinging now. They realize that the camp is blocked, but are they going to be able to spot it?
Yeah, they will.
Oh, it's just barely in there.
They see that ward. It's like they're trying to protect this courier over here. They know that Bounty Hunter's on the prowl. Some of that attack damage is going to be taken away from Storm Spirit. They do ping out that they think that there's a courier over there. Bounty Hunter staring directly at it, slowly eating his way through the trees. He gets the kill! And mid, I would say, is pretty secure now for this Razor. Though there is a haste rune over here on the Ogre. It's just going to go running around and maybe get his own courier kill? I don't know. Beaver Knight. Nope, Beaver Knight says something's not right. Something doesn't seem safe. This noble little courier, he wants to deliver these boots. Ogre doesn't care. He's an ogre with the haste and has the regen. All right, well, that evens things up a little bit. Bottom lane, Abaddon trying to run himself out. Will be able to throw out the shield. He's out of mana, though, now. The Blink 4 coming out from Anti-Mage. Maybe trying to get this denial from the creeps, but he needs to be lower to get this to be able to work. Big cast getting thrown out here. Does actually get some counters from the neutrals, and that's first blood going over onto the Anti-Mage. He's going to TP himself back to lane, slaying the mighty Abaddon.
That's pretty big. And Theodore gets his level 2 off of that, so he gets the Janata slow online. Ogre has made his way to the mid lane, but Theodore is starting this game off better than he started last game, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, he got the courier kill too early on, which is nice as well. A little extra gold.
And Pepita's having a much tougher time as a Storm versus the Razor than he was last game, like as a Queen of Pain versus the Invoker.
Well, I mean, Razor is one of those heroes designed to win his lane as well, so no surprise there, really.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that 4DR must be much happier with this matchup than this game.
I mean, he's playing Razor. That's not necessarily the most fun hero, but bottom lane already looks like the Abaddon has no mana left. Lots of clicks and harass coming out from this Anti-Mage.
Yeah, he's got just a ton of regen. He's not too worried about it. And denying the aphotic shields to the Abaddon is huge.
That ring of health coming in from the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's courier service. If his career as a Witch Doctor doesn't work out, he can at least be a courier, right?
That's right. Mid, though, Ogre is now permanently camped here. This is going to slow the Storm's levels down a little bit. But definitely a necessary sacrifice in order to make sure he gets at least some kind of farm. Razor 23 and 13 to the 9 and 2 of the Storm Spirit. Yeah,
he's having a good game. Definitely much happier with the choice of having a Razor this time instead of the Invoker. Bounty Hunter, of course, doing a lot of poking and prodding. Witch Doctor actually making rotation as well. This could be really, really bad for Storm. Immediately going to be able to tether up here. They throw out the cast and get up in the Celtics as well. And Storm trying to just get some damage out at the very least. He's still going to get taken down, though. Bounty Hunter will be able to get a little bit more experience out of this. And just a favorable engagement in mid for the side of the Radiant. Again, Anti-Mage, he's got that Ring of Health. It's going to be harder and harder to harass him out of lane. Just constantly just eating through the mana on this Abaddon.
I think the real winner for this laning stage, though, is definitely Kataru on this Morphling.
Nap time for Leposa. Can he get himself away? Nope. One last little splash of water takes him down.
Yep. Nice kill for the Morphling. He's 36 and 20, so he's starting off very happily. Gonna get the treads online soon. And despite the nerfs, Kataru is looking pretty okay. Yes,
farming just a little bit better than this Anti-Mage down here. Of course, he's getting bullied pretty hard by the Abaddon. A little bit of harass coming out from the ogre as well. Casual ignite getting thrown. Spaden makes his way back bottom. It's going to be pretty hard for them to lock this anti-mage down, though. For now, at the very least, they'll be able to do a lot of harass.
Yeah, until Fiend's Grip comes online, they don't really have the best lockdown for the anti-mage. That is one of the benefits of the SG versus draft, is that they don't really have to worry about the anti-mage. They can just kind of leave the Razor and the Darkseer as the targets for their help in the early game.
Been controlling these runes pretty well too. It looks like Storm hasn't managed to be able to refill his bottle here at all. Again, the tether coming out, they pop Eye of the Storm as well. They don't want to let him get away. He's only level 4. Oh, that's a dead Storm. Immediately followed up with Bane. He's got the Nightmare, but the Bounty Hunter will easily tank that for him. Let the Razor chase after. I don't know if he wants to go too far on this. Yeah, he's actually going to keep chasing. Should be able to get that kill, even the Brain Sap comes in at the last second. But double kill now coming out for this Razor.
Yeah, I mean, Storm's just such a low armor hero. He's got 7 armor, but he doesn't have really good agi gain. So once the Eye of the Storm comes out, a couple of strikes from the Storm, and the Spirit dies.
Looks like they use the Mana Void here on the bot lane against the Abaddon. Sitting a bit low, sitting at level 4 as well. Anti-Mate's level 7. Wow.
Yeah, that's the deny game.
Yep.
14 denies and really good zoning as well.
Couple ticks of this Maltic, not going to be quite enough. They still get the kill though over onto the Bounty Hunter. And the dive is real in this bottom lane. Anti-Mage just diving between the towers, doesn't seem too concerned. Storm is actually nearby, but I believe he's still, yeah, he's level 5. Knows his Ball Lightning just yet to punish this Anti-Mage.
He doesn't even have boots yet. I don't think he's punishing anything. That's a very sad Storm Spirit.
I mean, he can dream, right? Get another TP in there, maybe, you know, something will happen. The Razor pops Eye of the Storm again, finds himself an Ogre, just not enough damage, though, to take him down. But will casually saunter himself down to this bottom tower.
They might look for
probably,
the kill on the Abaddon. It's only level 4.
He's got about half of his Eye of the Storm left here. Yeah, we'll jump forward immediately over into Abaddon. He's still level 4. He just cannot seem to catch a break other than the Mana Break. And Mana Void comes out. He's out of here. So this Anti-Mage, you know, I was concerned about the fact that he farms, you know, a little bit slowly until he gets that Battle Fury, and he doesn't come online very quickly. But these kills are definitely helping him out quite a bit. Storm Spirit level 5 down here. We'll just try to soak some experience, 1v1 a little bit with the Anti-Mage, and the Bane is nearby, but it's not usually a matchup you want, because Anti-Mage is just going to keep clicking you whenever he can to take away that mana.
And then
Coconut 2, they're looking. Ball Lightning comes out, though.
Just barely gets it. The nice thing about the Razor rotating down for that kill is it gives a lot of space for Theolacor. He's got himself most of the way to level 5 now, so he's going to get his track online, I think, a lot earlier than last game where it took 12-13 minutes. He's looking to get it around 10.
Bottom lane, Abaddon, he's found himself the center of attention again, and they actually get the kill over onto Razor. TP was coming in, it does get canceled out, and they're just going to focus their attention, I think, to this top tower. They will dive over onto Laposa here. He's going to have to go use his Surge, run himself away. But, yeah,
Katara is doing so well on this Morphling, though. Like, however much the Anti-Mage might be doing, and however, you know, poorly the
oh no, Abaddon! Killing spree on an Anti-Mage. It is 9 minutes in. He's level 9. He's almost got this Battle Fury. That is not what you want to see if you're on the side of Infamous right now.
Ooh, nice juke from Theolacor there, dodging out the waves for him, but I mean, it's still a Morphling. He's still got Morph, and Razor's going to try and come up now, but I'm actually really worried about how farmed Kataro is.
Razor's very, very fast. I don't know if he's going to dive this, though. Yeah, just going to take away some of that physical damage from Mr. Ocean Man. Yeah, he is very, very farmed as well. Man, 79-28 on the Morphling, 54 and 14. Of course, you've got to keep in mind as well that Anti-Mage has how many kills currently? 3, 0, and 1. So
yeah, it's a
net worth. They're fairly close.
Yeah, it's a close game, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind. Like, the stuns are better on the side of Infamous. You know, they've got the Bane. Their Storm is eventually going to get his level in pull. They do have more lockdown for the Anti-Mage than SG has for the Morphling.
Top lane again. They actually pop the drums, giving chase over onto the Morphling. He's down for 161, but there's the Fiend's Grip coming in and the Storm. He's looking for a kill. We'll be able to catch it with some help from the Morphling.
Yeah,
the Storm has a bottle and brown boots. That is some feels bad, man.
He does get the AoE gold for that, though. So.
They're going after the Abaddon again. He just has no mana here. We'll go ahead, pop his wand. They don't want to give up this chase. They see that this could be a really tasty kill for the Anti-Mage yet again. Get number 4 online here. Yep, there it is. 4th kill, 4-0 in 1. Costabile on a roll here.
Yeah, they don't want the Abaddon getting level 6. As soon as he gets level 6, those kills are pretty much impossible. So getting them in while they can. But I mean, Kataru, he's doing just fine. They can't kill him. They can do which he wants, but
yeah, they're not going to be able to grab him in time. He's just out. Bottom lane, tower goes down. The Anti-Mage still poking away over here at the Abaddon. Still level 5. It's getting closer and closer to 6, but it's taken him so long to get this forge. They need to be careful. The rest of the team is showing up to give him a hand here. Anti-Mage will find himself immediately in between a Storm and an Ogre. Looks like Witch Doctor probably going to fall here. The TP comes out from Anti-Mage. He's just going to give up his life, and it's going to be the Storm Spirit who cleans up on that as well. So he's catching up in gold through kills, not so much the farming. But it's all good either way.
And Anti-Mage does get his Battle Fear online at a very good timing. 12 minutes is really good in the new patch. Usually you see it around like 13, 14 minutes, so this is really nicely timed by Costabile. But talking about nice timings, there's a Morphling who is 500 gold away from his Lincolns at 12 minutes.
Yeah, still in the lead as well in terms of net worth, 7.1k over on him. Bounty Hunter has a 6 now, is going to start throwing out those tracks, getting some extra gold here. But bottom tower is going to go down for the side of the Radiant. Bane also in the vicinity. They use the dust. Not quite close enough to the Bounty Hunter, though. And it looks like Storm has found himself a situation he really does not want to be in. Oh, he runs right into the Bounty Hunter. They get the track on him. They need one more hit. These ticks. Oh, yeah. Last tick of that Maledict. Going to be able to take him down. Anti-Mage now is spending some time in the Dire Woods.
That's really unfortunate.
He's just hunting this Abaddon.
Oh, that feels so bad for that Storm Spirit. And he's like, aha, I've gotten away.
I know. What are the odds, right?
The core, right place, right time. They are going to try and stop this Morphling push, but Anti-Mage, I mean...
They're waiting for that track. There is an Ogre standing nearby, but I don't know if he's going to want to go off around to this. Yeah, there's the immediately track being thrown out, plus the tether. He's out of mana, and Anti-Mage should be able to give him one final click. What was that creep doing over there?
Somebody has a Helmadom. I think.
Yeah, he's trying to help out. Big zip over into mid. Looks like Darkseer gonna have to run himself away.
It's been really nice micro from Laposa. That's twice now that he's been able to set up some nice kills. First on that Storm Spirit, and then just right there on the Morphling with the Toss Boulder. That Helmadom actually coming in really handy.
Was it the Helmet Dominator that actually got the buffs as well here?
I believe so.
Oh,
I think
the Helmet Dominator, the attack speed was reduced, but the attack speed aura was increased.
Yeah, so it's effectively the same thing, but it's just a little bit better for your teammates now.
Baden, he has it level 6 though now, is going to try to run himself away from this Razor. Gonna just TP himself out, and there's nothing that Razor can really do about that.
Man, if he had more attack speed there, that's...
He had a Helm of the No.
I mean, in a way, yeah, if Darkseer was around, that's probably a kill.
I mean, we saw the full Helm of the Dominator strat that they did against, what was it, Bernita?
Sacred.
Sacred, that's right.
Yeah,
Bounty Hunter finds himself a Bane over here. We'll go forward, get that track off, and there's just a lot of heroes that are looking over, ready to punish him for those nightmares.
This is a scary combo. Because, I mean, Anti-Mage, like you mentioned, is traditionally a pretty slow hero, but when you throw the track gold on and Anti-Mage somehow around for all these kills, he's going to get his Battle Fury, plus his Manta Style, I think sub 20 minutes at this point.
Bottom lane, they spot out the Morphling. We'll be able to pop the Lincolns. They hear that sound. They know he's got it now. And they're giving chase over to Ogre. A bit of the body blocks. Again, they've got that extra Ion Shell over here. And Ogre now looks like he's going to get taken down. Still chasing after this Morphling. That's so much damage that they've taken up. 224 right now. Turns around again. They pop the Lincolns. He's going to be able to walk himself away, but it still looks like they really want this. We'll be able to throw the track out again now. As he walks out. Middle lane, too. Looks like a little bit of a skirmish between the Anti-Mage and the Abaddon, actually. And this is the scary part now, Forge. Anti-Mage, he's got his Battle Fury. Not only has he got the Battle Fury, he's actually overtaken the Morphling in terms of net worth right now. Yeah, so this hero that's supposed to farm so incredibly slow, and you want to just stop that Battle Fury from happening, has not only caught up, but exceeded.
Oh, he's going to get Fiend's Grip, though. He doesn't have Blink.
He's trying to get himself out. Oh, he gets out in the nick of time. Storm Spirit, he goes a little bit too far. They do have the ward, but again, Leposa standing nearby.
Oh,
that was so close. Whew, that is a lucky Anti-Mage.
That was a greedy play from the Bane. He opens with the Brain Sap instead of just going right for the Fiend's Grip, and I honestly think that cost him that kill.
Oh, let's dive bottom. That's 105 damage put onto this Razor. Oh.
He just does not care. They are going to split this and go for the push top.
Yeah, they've got a trade going on here. And they're hitting this tower pretty fast on the side of the Dire. Should be able to take that down very quickly. Just a little bit more hit required here for this bottom tier 2. So just a trade for the most part.
I mean, Darkseer is going to be able to shove out these waves. Anti-Mage farming the enemy jungle while this is happening. He's going to get his Manta Style pretty soon. I think that's the recipe coming out on the courier. Yeah, it is. And I mean, once he gets the Manta Style, I don't know how Storm Spirit really kills him. They need the Bane there every single time in order to kill this Anti-Mage. And as long as his team is somewhere nearby, that's going to be a lot harder.
They actually get the kill over onto the courier, which is a nice pick off here. It's going to be a couple minutes before that'll be back and running. But we saw actually they dropped the wall when Morphling was doing his pushes. In fact, he gets his revenge over here, takes out Darkseer's creep. But Darkseer trying to just push him back off of this base, doesn't really want the more. Gosh, it's still there. I feel like that's been there for a long time. My goodness.
Double damage on the Anti-Mage, though. This might be a cue to fight. Like, Anti-Mage has Manta Style. He's going to move into the Roche Pit instead. They're just looking to stay as
and I'm still not used to seeing illusions actually existing in the pit still.
Right?
Yeah. Now, they do have the Fiend's Grip over here. They do spot out the Bounty Hunter. They'll take him down, but it's a bit of misdirection. Like we said, we've got Anti-Mage sitting in the pit. We'll decide to back off, though, just not doing quite enough damage yet. And knowing that they're sitting around the pit is a very scary thing indeed for him.
It is Fiend's Grip on cooldown, though. Like, that's the big thing. Without Fiend's Grip, they can't really kill the Anti-Mage that easily. It's possible, but they have to find him after he blinks, basically. He's going to grab the blink cooldown, so that's actually going to be even harder to do.
And there's the Aegis. First Roshan of this game. And will make his way top here. He's got his eyes over on this Morphling. There's an Ogre standing nearby, though. He needs to be a little bit careful. It's not super hard lockdown because, again, he can just TP himself out, or not TP himself up, blink himself out. And that's exactly what he's going to have to do here. Oh, but the blink coming out from Morphling. He wanted to chase.
He actually fell really low there. I think he overestimated how strong he was, but luckily for him, does make it out with the Aegis intact. If they lost Aegis there, that would have been really rough.
Now we've got an early gem over here on Witch Doctor, so they're going to be ripping down the vision. Bottom lane, though, they do spot out the Bane as well. Going to be able to get that track off. They're just going to poke at him a little bit. Oh, the Storm, though, he jumps in. He's got his eyes over onto this Razor. Razor going to be able to run himself out, though. They'll still turn around and they'll kill Bounty Hunter with a little help from Morphling.
Yeah, Theolacor is basically going to be sacrificial lamb for this game, but he's done his job. He's gotten the Anti-Mage, very well-timed Manta Style and Battle Fury. His Razor as well, very high on the net worth. He's ahead of the Storm Spirit by about 2,000 gold, which is really crazy.
Is this when we start seeing the ratting Anti-Mage come out here?
It's about that time, yeah. He's going to go into the Butterfly next, and again, without Fiend's Grip, they just don't have
That's their lockdown, basically. I mean, they've got lockdown coming out from Storm Spirit as well, if he's able to, you know, zip in there and get the get the vortex off, but he's still pretty far behind. And he's
But
actually
with this Aegis, he doesn't even care if he gets Fiend Script or if he gets jumped on by Storm.
I'm just saying in general, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In general, because Storm's so far away, he's going for the Lincolns as his next item, so it's going to be a while before we see something like an Orchid come out on him, and even then, at that point, I'm sure if Anti-Mage... Oh, he already has the Manta. What am I saying? It doesn't matter if he gets an Orchid, so that makes sense that he'd be not too concerned about that.
Yeah, honestly, I almost want to see something like the Ags come out from Anti-Mage. All of their stuns are single target, and if you can reflect one of them, it'd be pretty
huge. Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing the Ags.
Razor. He pops that Eye of the Storm. He knows that there is a Man of Water down here and needs to be pretty careful. He is very, very strong. Will just try to swim himself away. Does have the Lincolns as well. Ogre's going to already run out. They pop it, though, over here from the Bounty Hunter. There's a big coconut going all the way back to, well, oh my goodness, Anti-Mage, he has arrived. They do see a nice vacuum coming out from the Darkseer. They're just shredding Morphling, and he gets caught out. That's a wicked sick Anti-Mage cleaning up on bottom aisle.
He's pretty much got the full Battle Fury, or sorry, not Butterfly, Butterfly after his Lincoln's Manta style. Wow, why can't I say words today?
I don't know. It's fine though. I've said a couple really weird things today during the series as well, so yeah, no sweat, Forge.
He's basically got his Butterfly almost done, and once he gets that, not only does his survivability go up, but his damage is just going to be insane. He's going to start shredding down these towers. His illusions are going to do a lot more damage as well. And
this is really, really impressive, though. I mean, we are 22 minutes in. There are 14 kills on the side of... oh, man, we actually see a kill over onto the Ogre here as I'm discussing that. But yeah, we've got 7 kills on an Anti-Mage. No deaths yet. He's farming out of his mind. 16k net worth, 13 over on this Morphling. And Morphling had started off just looking so pretty.
Oh, my God.
Bottom lane, though. Gonna have to zip that Storm out. He's just getting too much damage, and I love this creep. I love that the Darkseer has decided to grab himself a helm and use the Ion Shelled creep at his disposal as well.
That was a really, really nice play. He was going for like a really sick chain stunning play with the Pearl Boulders from the Mud Golems, but unfortunately just mismicros a little bit, but still gets the vacuum into the Stomp, which was really nice. Almost sets in the kill, but unfortunately not.
Anti-Mage, he comes home. Now there is a Bane standing nearby. He wants to look for that Fiend Script. They're juking themselves around a little bit. He's still searching. Morphling going to be able to get himself away, though. Not going to be a problem. Just leading them on a merry chase here.
One blinks, the other one blinks.
I know. I'm trying to keep up with all these blinks. My camera work is not good enough to do this, unfortunately.
He's just going to cut this bottom wave and then probably waveform out. Actually, no, he's just going to waveform into the trees. Doesn't have a TP. He can't TP out for a while.
Yeah, this is going to be a very dead Abaddon, too. I have a feeling they're just sapping all of this physical damage, and Anti-Mage shows up with a monster kill. 8-0 and 1 again. Morphling, a Karis down here. TP going to be off cooldown very, very shortly, but there are just lots of people running into his base right now. And it's just ridiculous to see an Anti-Mage pushing with his team at 24 minutes in, like, and taking towers.
This is the difference between game 1 and 2, though. Theolacore actually had lanes that he could gank, right? You saw him mid with the Storm Spirit. He even messed around with the Abaddon a little bit in the early game. That was the difference. Game 2, he was not.
Fiend Script gets used, though, over here onto the side. They found themselves a Darkseer. They're going to be able to take him down. They're going to be able to pop the Lincoln's. Anti-Mage currently taking a nap. Someone should probably help him out here. Jumps himself out, turns himself back around, and Morphling, he's back at his base. He's pushed the wave in quite a bit, but they've got their eyes over here onto this top lane, and Razor's already TP'd himself home to help even out these lanes a bit.
Yeah, this is just the difference between last game and this game, though. Is just Theolacore had lanes that he could gank. That was the main difference. And you're feeling the effect now. Track Gold just being so instrumental. He's got himself the full Rod of Atos as well. Storm Spirit not going to be able to deal with this. And I mean, Storm's going for the Bloodstone, but I don't think this is the best
I don't think that's the call right now. Not the way that this Anti-Mage has just been running at everyone on your team.
I mean, it's not even just the Anti-Mage. The Razor's been running everybody down. He's got the Ags coming out on the Courier, so their push is even better.
That's a lot of physical damage coming out here. Between the Eye of the Storm, this Anti-Mage just hitting away with his Butterfly.
Anti-Mage is a
Game's starting to
basher
slip
now.
away from the side of Infamous here.
Anti-Mage got a full basher as well, so their lockdown problems are going to get a little bit easier. And I mean, Morph's still trying to come online. He's got Manta-style Lincolns.
Once this Abyssal's finished, it's going to be a huge, huge problem for Morphling because they're relying on him so heavily right now to get their damage done. So if they pop the Lincolns with Bounty Hunter, they throw out that Abyssal, he's just toast.
If he doesn't get the Morph off before the Abyssal comes out,
Yeah, that's
he
a
just
change.
dies every time.
That's a big change. Although, honestly, I feel like this should have happened a long time ago, but that's besides the point.
I mean, it was something that made Morphling unique, and I was okay with it because he was still balanced in his laning stage, but now his laning stage
Oh,
is
Anti-Mage,
so
he needs
good.
to be kind of careful here. Will go ahead, blink himself out. They had the Fiend script sitting at the ready, but turns around, finds Bane, will blink himself away, and they found themselves that Morphling. He is just gone. No buy. Oh, yep, they do have buyback on him, but they're going to be able to find the Bane over here in the corner, just hoping that maybe they wouldn't notice him. He's all nightmared up. They'll still be able to get that kill, and that's more Track-Gold again.
Yeah, 2 kills, 1,000 gold.
Godlike.
Track is balanced spell, everybody.
This Anti-Mage is a problem.
Courier might get sniped though with the Crimson Guard coming out. Storm gonna go for it.
He's thinking about it, but I think he's also not sure whoever else is nearby.
Crimson Guard on the Witch Doctor. That is something that you don't see outside of a Bounty Hunter game.
Look at Ogre
That is-
Magi's inventory right now. Vision, 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 because they have that gem and they're just shredding all of their vision. They don't know where they're gonna come out next. Big Fire Blast gets used over onto Bounty Hunter. Doesn't matter. They've got the vacuum. They'll clean up. And Anti-Mage is just sitting in their base with Razor. Not a care in the world. They pop the ultimate. They're just shredding. They figure, all right, Razor, you got this. I'm going to go top. I'm going to go backdoor this. Well, not backdoor the tower since they do have the actual creeps in the base. But we'll be able to grab him. He's having a little bit of a nap now with the Brain Sap. They're not able to get that Fiend Script off, though, onto him. He's going to be able to run himself out. And, yeah, they really need to just use that on Anti-Mage. It's their biggest source of lockdown right now.
Okay,
They
this
spot
is it.
themselves the
Nightmare's
Abaddon.
there.
All right, there it is. There's the Fiend Script. They've got to take down the mighty Anti-Mage, but they throw the Atos off over onto the Bane. We'll get the Shirokin cast here, and Anti-Mage is going to be able to walk himself away. He's taking a lot of damage. Witch Doctor now limping himself out. And they don't want to commit to this. They're going to just back off, reset. They've lost another tower here. That was a little close, I think, but
I mean,
there's the Abyssal. Abyssal's up and running now.
yeah, they just can't kill this Anti-Mage. It's such a rough game for them. And Storm, he's got his Bloodstone online. He's gonna go towards the Lincolns now, but they just don't have the damage. Like they're tanky and they're mobile. It's hard to kill the Morphling. It's hard to kill the Storm Spirit. But on the flip side, how do they kill this Anti-Mage? How do they kill the Razor? And the answer is I just don't know.
They don't have the lockdown. They
Yeah.
need the Fiend Script, but once they get the Fiend Script, they need to have enough damage to follow up. And in the meanwhile, you've got a Razor. Again, like you said, he's just throwing out all this damage, taking away the damage, and the rest of the team, you know, being very careful in their positioning with their cask, being able to get off a Witch Doctor ultimate. You've
Yeah,
got
they've been-
Laposa just waiting with that Blink Dagger, wanting to go and get that wall off and punish Morphling. So this is looking like we're probably going to get a game 5.
Yeah, you got your wish, Moxie.
I did. Santa Claus brought me my Santa Rishon's gonna bring me my Christmas wish of 5 full games here.
Oh, Storm's got to be careful. There is the Rod of Atos. Oh, but he's gonna zip all the way out. He's fine.
Okay, thanks, Forge.
I was worried.
I know,
Rod of
I could
Atos is
hear it.
there.
I heard it in your voice. They do smoke up though over here on the side of the Dire. That's a little scary. They're gonna be smoking into an Aegis. They actually pop. Oh, the jump forward coming out from the Darkseer. He's looking for a wall vacuum sort of thing. We'll be able to get the hold. They've used the cheese over onto Razor. Gonna take a little bit of a nap. Oh, that's a beautiful vacuum into the wall. They just clean up here. Morphling now trying to run himself away. He's gonna get bashed up though, and Anti-Mage. He gets
Yeah,
Anti-Maged.
GG gets called.
Yeah, GG gets called. We're going to game number 5. I can't wait.
I'm so amazed at how well Costabile was able to get this Anti-Mage going. Like, he had a 12-minute Battle Fury and an 18-minute Manta Style on top of that, and from there he was unkillable. They never killed him.
Indeed, they were not. All right, guys, we'll be back with the final game in the series. Stick around.